Hey guys, I'm Poochie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome. For the first time, if you're new, this is a reselling channel for resellers or people who are interested in buying things and reselling them for a profit on eBay or Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace or wherever. I have been reselling on eBay for over 28 years now. It's hard to believe because I'm only 29, I know. Today we're going to get into some of the stuff that's sold on our main eBay account, which is all clothing. It's all pre-owned, used clothing. We buy low, we sell high. That's what we do. I'm also going to talk about a new group for resellers and people who want to sell wholesale. So if you want to hook up with people who are sourcing and buy stuff cheap to resell, or if you're good at sourcing but don't really want to list and wait to sell things, this is great for you. This is a Facebook group that we just started. Also, the bins.net is our marketplace, and I'll tell you about sales on there that are going pretty good. And our store, our brick and mortar store that we opened this month, and we'll tell you how it's going there. So let's get into it. Got a lot to cover today. Let's go. Guys, the first thing I'm going to tell you is our store is doing really good. Sales are increasing. We have a lot of people coming in. I'll tell you what it's about. It's a vintage t-shirt store, vintage t-shirts, vintage clothing, but also newer stuff. Like the best stuff from the thrift store is in our store. Like if you were to go to a thrift store and you pick out like 3% of the items that are good, well, in our store, everything's good. So it is curated is what we call that. So we go and I guess pick and choose the best stuff from all over the United States, actually, and then sell it in our store. It's what we do on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, Whatnot. Speaking of Whatnot, our Whatnot name has changed. Before we were Poochie's Pickers, and now our Whatnot is Down for Anything. That's the name of our store. We're located in Fayetteville, North Carolina. If you are in the Fayetteville area, we are at 5540 Yadkin Road. Shameless plug. Come see us. The bins.net. I'm going to get into what sold on eBay. We're just going to do eBay today. We had a lot of sales on Poshmark this month too. We had sales on Mercari. Just this week. The bins.net. So that is our marketplace, and we promote that a lot on social media. So if you've ever heard of district.net, I know that people like Commonwealth Picker and ADH Dave have a marketplace there that's called Dibdit. There is also K-Way Shop has a marketplace. Crazy Lamp Lady has a marketplace. These are all people who are YouTubers who have marketplaces over there. So ours is thebins.net. Great name, right? I have been doing pretty well over there. It's extremely easy to list. It's so much easier than eBay. They actually have it set up where you can just email them. Once you join the bins.net marketplace, you can just email them after you're approved as a seller and say, hey, can you import all of my eBay listings? Here's my eBay store name. And they will completely get the files and show you how to do it. It's very, very simple. I just have a virtual assistant who does it. And so you can take all your listings from eBay. You don't have to list them one by one on the bins. You just bulk list them, which is really, really cool. Also, we have live auctions there. We haven't done any live auctions yet. We've been focusing on Whatnot live auctions. Use your ID down for anything. Shameless plug, hint, hint. But we will have them coming soon. We have a new group also that one of my favorite Facebook groups online was Resellers Connection, and our friend Shelly ran it, and someone posted something, and the post got taken down, and the whole group got taken down by Facebook, which is just kind of how Facebook works sometimes. But there were several thousand people in that group, and she worked really hard to build it up. But now that group is gone. She doesn't know if she's going to get it back or not. I'm guessing not, because it's been so long, but with Facebook, you never know. So we have a new group. It is called Resellers Sourcing Connection. It is a Facebook group. You can register, you can join and be a reseller, right, who is buying things. You can be a sourcer who wants to sell things. I personally approve every seller in the group. So that is for safety reasons. So our buyers are safe. So a buyer doesn't say, hey, I didn't get this. I think this person ripped me off. I approve every seller in this group. And so everything listed in the group, those sellers have been pre-approved by me as trustworthy. So you can be a buyer, a reseller who's buying. You can be a seller or a sourcer who wants to sell some of your stuff wholesale. It is a wholesale group, though. We're not going to let you come in and say, oh, I have this Ralph Lauren jacket. I want, $300 for it. This is not the group for that. That's, you want to go on eBay and list it or whatever. But a lot of people have found that they are resellers, but they love sourcing this, so they're sourcing more than they can afford to source, or they're sourcing more than they can list. So that is where this group comes in handy as well. So Resellers Sourcing Connection on Facebook. Make sure you join us. I anticipate that group to grow a lot. So let's do this. Let's talk about what sold on eBay. Now, keep in mind, this is only one of our eBay accounts. This is our main eBay account, Poochie's Pickers, and everything on here is clothing. We have divided up our accounts. One of the account has more, t-shirts, hoodies, vintage stuff, and one of the accounts has basically everything, and ladies' clothing, dresses, and stuff like that. So let's talk about what sold. This is a vintage Stussy shirt. Stussy's a great brand for t-shirts. People love it. Sold for $30 plus shipping. If you find Stussy, get it, because it's a good brand if it's affordable. Abercrombie and Fitch shirt. I did pretty well with Abercrombie and Fitch. This one sold for $24. And again, I'll tell you, I do really well with white dress shirts. So people always are looking for white dress shirts, it seems like. And if I stick to the brands, like that was Abercrombie and Fitch, the brands that people know or that are more popular, I usually do pretty well with those. This is a vintage Wrangler shirt. It sold for $30. You can see it is vintage. That is worn off, and it has the pearl buttons. The pearl snaps. So not all Wrangler stuff is created equal. I don't usually buy Wrangler stuff to resell, but that was a vintage shirt, so that is why. This one, best offer accepted, so I'm not sure what it sold for, but it was close to $48.01. This is a Ralph Lauren single-breasted wool blend blazer. You see here, 78% wool. So it is a wool blend is what we call that. It's a little bit plus size. So nice item. We always pick up Ralph Lauren, except the boring t-shirts or the boring polo shirts. Okay. Even the polo shirts, when they're bigger sizes, I stop picking those up because they just don't sell for that much. But in Ralph Lauren, everybody wants the bigger sizes because they sell better, especially if you get 3X and up. This is a vintage Trinidad and Tobago shirt. Okay. Some sort of carnival festival. This design is really, really cool. If you look, I mean, that's a great design. And it looks like it's from 1990. So great shirt, sold for $28.22. And I probably paid on my t-shirts. I usually don't pay more than $1 or $2 for them. Icebreaker pants, merino wool. So apparently these are a bolo that I didn't know low. Icebreaker Body Fit 200 merino wool sold for $49.99. Right? Nudes pants. We've sold several of these. So this is a good brand. Let me show you the tag right here. Okay. And apparently rayon and spandex we put them in the keywords because people like those materials. People are looking for those materials. So those sold for $31.55. Victoria's Secret. We do well with Victoria's Secret if it's the more bold stuff, like the stuff that's gaudy and says pink, or the stuff that has the bling wings. Like this one. So these would be like, I don't know, somebody bedazzled it. Victoria's Secret bedazzled this. Sold for $30. This, we sold 2 places. So watch for these because we accidentally sold these 2 places on 2 marketplaces on the same day. Baby Fat. You see the kitty? It's cool, right? And Baby Fat, you see right there, sold for $30. Charles Tyrwhitt. I think I put this on to show you. It's a white shirt. It's a white dress shirt, right? So again, those always sell. It's 19 by 35. We try to put on them what size that makes it, what size that equals out to. That can get you in trouble because people can send it back and say, that wasn't a 4X or that wasn't an extra large or whatever. Here's the label. Charles Tyrwhitt, I have stopped buying because it just doesn't sell that well. This one sold for $22.08. I think it actually sold for a little bit less than that for an offer. I'm not sure, but they just don't sell for that much money. So it's a nice brand. It's a good brand, but they don't sell that fast and they don't sell for that much. If we get them cheap enough, like $1 or $2, yes, I would buy them. Or at the bins, yes, I would buy them because it's a $15 item pretty much all day. This is an Air Jordan Paris, right? Paris Saint Germain, nice Air Jordan, sold for $54.09. Silkland shirt. I did not know that this was a bolo, but apparently new. It's a bolo. Silkland, it is $39.19. It was new with tag, and I believe one of our wholesalers picked this up at the bins. So thank you very much. Sold for $39.19. I don't know if I said that. Liverpool jacket. Liverpool's a brand that we do pretty well with. Their jeans. So we have the jacket here, nice jacket, sold for $30.91. This, it's Tony Hawk, right? But it kind of looks like a chore coat, right? So that's why I got it. Sold for $22.53. I got it cheap. Ralph Lauren, like I said, here you go. This is what I wanted to talk about. 3XLT, okay? This one sold for $26.50. That's a really, 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 really good price. This is an older one. You see the older tag. The newer tags are, I think, brighter blue and have yellow, or gold. So this is a great price, $26.50, but that's what you want to look out for are the 3XL, but this is 3XLT, so even better. This is a spider vest. It is has a Platinum Performance tag, so it's, I think, for some sort of a company or a brand, but it's a nice spider vest. And Platinum Performance, what I have noticed is guys in general do not care as much if there's some sort of marking on their vest. Like if this says, Caterpillar equipment, if it says Verizon on it or whatever, they don't care so much. They just want the actual item. And if they can get it cheaper because it has some sort of custom embroidery, they're all for it. So that was the case with this. 2164, sold very fast. Michael Kors, we do not buy Michael Kors. I think we bought this one. Look at all those little dog or cat hairs. My goodness. Wonder who I should blame for that, Louie, the one white dog we have. Sometimes there's just dog hair in the house. So this was one of those times, obviously. This one sold for $23.52. I think we only got it because I had the bling MK down there. This is a Picure. Here's the tag. Picure coat. It is an equestrian riding coat. So wool spandex made in Germany, sold for $38.94. This is a Ralph Lauren mock neck. Here's the newer Ralph Lauren tag, by the way. Not made out of anything special, just cotton. It's not wool. $27 it sold for. We always do well with Ralph Lauren if we pick up the right things. My favorite things, Ralph Lauren, one of them's coming up, are the bold, kind of crazy design ones. I'll show you that in a minute. This is vintage banana equipment. And you see the monkey, right? The monkey with the sewing machine. That's a great logo. Banana equipment vest. It's kind of, maybe it looks like canvas a little bit. It's got some staining, but just a cool vest. Sold for $39. And I paid I might have gotten that at the bins. I'm not sure. Chico pants. Chico's, we've kind of stopped picking up the normal sizes. At least I've told Betsy, stop, because we aren't doing that well with them. But these have some nice embroidered, the lister used the word cottagecore. I'm not sure if that's appropriate, but they sold for $34.29. This, Free People, look at this. Got the whole romper with the hoodie. Very cute. Sold for $50. I think actually some of these sold for less, I believe, but it's just not showing that it sold for an offer, and it's not showing the amount. Torrid. We do fairly well with Torrid. This is a nice skull and crossbones all over print. This sold for $22.08. We had that a while, not exceptionally long. Tabloid dress, size 24. So this is a larger one. Shoulder pads, that is what gives it away as being vintage. And these are the keywords: boxy, midi. So these are all keywords that our listers use to get more views on the items. This Desigual, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Desigual dress. That is the label. Desigual. There we go. Small navy blue. It's a really, really nice pattern. If you look at it, it's a beautiful print. So it's kind of like tie-dye with the print over it. Sold for $30. This, okay, I know that they're not given the selling price now, because I know this sold for like 19 on an offer. And the reason I sold it for 19 is because I don't want to hold on to it for another year. So this is the time to sell your Christmas stuff, your ugly Christmas sweaters, and your items like this with embroidered Christmas trees, because it come December, probably 20th, you're not going to be able to sell them because everybody's going to have moved on to the next year, or to not buying Christmas stuff on eBay anymore. So sell it while you can. It's cute, right? And Teacher Core is the main keyword that they used on that one. So I told you about the Ralph Lauren, the polo stuff that I love, that's crazy. This is one of them. This is a newer, you can tell from the tag, right? But check out the design. It's just a half and half shirt. Very cool with the front hit here. Really, really a neat item, sold for $33.93. That's the kind of polo stuff that I love. This is Prana. It didn't sell for this much, but just a nice, Prana's a brand we do pretty well with, and it's just really nice colors on the tan and aqua plaid. Sold for $30. It didn't. It sold for less. But this one, I love this. I got this on Whatnot. I was so happy. I don't know why. These jackets from the 90s, right? Just all the fringe. I have loved fringe since I was a little girl. Yeah, it's all about the fringe, man. It sold for $79.99. I think I took an offer, but I think it was close to that $80 price. And I think I paid probably $10 for it. Athleta shirt. Athleta is hit and miss kind of on sales. I know I sold it for less than this, $31.55, but Athleta is kind of something we buy, but it's kind of hit and miss on the prices that you get. So you want to be careful when you're buying stuff. And definitely look it up to see the comps and how much they sell for. Montgomery Ward's. I didn't sell it for this much, but it was close. It was like $30, I think. Look at under there. See, that's the sleeve, and then this is the under. Isn't that pretty? Look at that old label. Man, I can remember going to Montgomery Ward's. I'm going to tell this story real quick. I went to Montgomery Ward's once. I was very young, and all I remember is it was coming up on Christmas, and they had these ugly dolls everywhere. And the whole toy section, they were all over, just packed with these ugly, ugly dolls. And I was like, what is the deal with these dolls? They are the ugliest things. They were Cabbage Patch dolls, and it was the first year that they were available, like in, stores. But I just remember being at Montgomery Ward's, and they were everywhere, and I thought, I'm going to have nightmares about this because these ugly dolls, they look like they would come after you and eat you. I don't know. Gilligan's, this is an example of just a really simple restaurant t-shirt that's kind of cool. Gilligan's, South Carolina, sold for $20. This, another Ralph Lauren. This is lamb's wool. So Ralph Lauren, like I told you, the normal sizes don't really do that well unless it's something, really cool or spectacular, or say lamb's wool, does pretty good. And if you know the ones where it has a flesh pony, that means it actually looks real. It's not in one color. It's like the horse is brown and the guy, the little, polo rider guy is, has multiple colors. Then that is what you call a flesh pony. So I don't think I have any of those that sold. Vineyard Vines, another hit and miss. I don't think this sold for $21.64. The value has gone down significantly in the past probably 6 months. The market is either flooded or I'm not even sure, but this is a whale shirt is what it's called, and it's a really nice color of plaid. This, like I said, it is now time to sell all your Christmas stuff. This is Mr. and Mrs. Claus, because they're cats, get it? I think that sold for $15. And I was happy to get rid of it. Eddie Bauer vest, $800. That is the amount of something. I don't know. That's the amount of fill or something when it says $800, I guess. Micro puffer full zip vest here sold for $34.62. Eddie Bauer outerwear we do pretty well with. You got to be careful with Eddie Bauer though what you're buying. Here's a Brooks Brothers shirt. Like I said, the standard white dress shirt, we do well with them, but again, I this one didn't sell for $22.53, probably $18 or $17, but they always sell. So if you buy them at the right price, white dress shirts always sell for better brands or more known brands. Country Club sweater, pure wool cardigan. It looks like it's a little vintage. It's made in Ireland, so that's probably why it sold for that much. Here we have jeans. Now, I was watching Big Yumbo lately. Some of the people I watch that are very educational on eBay, or excuse me, on YouTube, Big Yumbo, Dixon's Pickens, Bo Johnson, Resale Brothers. Trying to think. There's so many. Caleb Sells is good. Katie and Vicky. But there's a lot of people who give a lot of information about clothing specifically. Kaylee Elaine is good for ladies' clothes. So Big Yumbo said in a video that when you have items that are baggy pants that the kids love, you want to take the picture with the legs straight down, close together. You want to kind of angle it so the legs look wider, and you want to show the butt. So this was photographed before we knew about that secret, but these sold for $36.79. But that's how you want to, when you have the baggy jeans, the Y2K style jeans like Junko, that's how you want to photograph them. And Big Yumbo is a wealth of knowledge. Smart wool leggings sold for $37.63. Merino wool. We always do well with smart wool. This is cute. Sold for $25.96. It says, but this this is a Life is Good t-shirt, and some of these do really well. Some of them, meh, the price, meh, but it's a brand that we pick up if it's something cool like this. Dorothy says, I miss Kansas. Toto says, I miss the rains down in Africa. Get it? So that sold for $25.96, it says. I don't think it sold for that much. You can't go wrong with Wizard of Oz stuff, though. A lot of people love the Wizard of Oz. Anthropologie Nick and Mo jacket with the shoulder patches, the elbow patches. Shoulder patches would mean it's a football thing, right? Yeah. This is elbow patches. That sold for $27.04. Had a lot of interest in that. And finally, someone bit the bullet and bought it. Thank you. This is a Columbia jacket. Columbia is a brand that we don't do well with, unfortunately, because they're from my hometown, Portland, Oregon. Well, I'm from outside of Portland, Oregon. But this one sold pretty good. Vertex Bugaboo Outdoor sold for $36. I'll take it. Nautica sport coat. Houndstooth, nothing fancy, sold for $31. I have a lot of, we go to 50 cent day and I find these beautiful, gorgeous jackets like that. And so I buy them, and then I have like 30, suit coats like that, and I'm like, oh God, what have I done? But they do sell eventually. I wanted to show you this because uniform style shirts sell. Some of them sell for better than others. We've sold McDonald's, Vintage Burger King, Walmart, all sorts of uniform clothes will sell. This is a Blizzard Dairy Queen employee shirt. $16.75 is what it sold for. Took a while, but it did sell. This one, such a cool shirt. April Showers Run. This is San Mateo County Running Club, but that design is awesome. This is probably a 70s shirt. I'm not sure if we have a picture of the tag. There is no tag. So a lot of times you can tell from the tag. You go to the website called defunkt, defunkd.com, and you can look up tags and see, based on the style, color, etc. of the tag, you can date your item. So this sold for much less. I think it sold for just under 40, and I was fine with that, but it sold very, very quick. This is what you call a ringer shirt, and what you look for on t-shirts is single stitch. Now, do you see, hold on, do you see right here, that is one stitch. So in the arms or at the bottom, it's going to have one stitch. Okay. I'm not sure about the neck. I never even checked the necks. So this is a Nike dress. Anyway, if it's single stitch, it's probably old. There is some older double stitch stuff, but single stitch is a really good keyword to use when you're talking about older t-shirts. Nike dress. Man, I didn't even know Nike made dresses. They are also from my hometown area of Portland, Oregon. I had no clue they made dresses. But this sold for $30 or so. Might have sold for less. Pure Collection. This is cashmere. And look, it kind of has this, I'm going to, dare I say, use the word scalloped edge. It looks like a pie crust to me. I don't know. Someone's going to totally make fun of me for that, I can just tell. But this sold for $30.91. Not because of the brand, but because it's cashmere and it's cool. It was interesting design. Untuck It. We still buy Untuck It shirts. Some people are not buying them, but we are because they always sell. This one sold for $29.99. Maybe less, but it sold very quick. Lily Pulitzer is another brand to always pick up if you can get it for the right price. This sold for $35.33. This is just a vintage Baxter and Wells. I wanted to show you this because it's grandma core. So it's vintage. You can tell it's vintage, but this little stuff here and the collar, that makes it grandma core. So grandma core is very collectible. There are a lot of people, that doesn't mean it sells for a lot, right? This sold for $19.99, but it sells, some of it sells very quickly. I have a lot of sweatshirts in inventory right now that are definitely grandma sweatshirts. It's like totally, I mean, for me, I'm so old, it's like what my mom would wear. So for me, it's mom core. For everybody else, the young folks, it's grandma core. But you can just tell when you see those items, oh, it's got, you know, a bunch of birds on branches, or, oh, it has birdhouses on the front. Grandma core. Sun Mountain jacket. Nothing fancy, sold for $25. There is the label. It is a short sleeve rain jacket though, so kind of unusual. Romans, I got this a long time ago. It was 50 cents because I would not pay more, but I got it because it was 34W. So it's big and it looks like a big old chore coat, right? Or barn coat. So finally sold for $33.93 and I paid 50 cents. This cool, almost sold immediately. I did take an offer of $70. Cool jacket, Project Spitfire, puffer, quilted, gorpcore, all keywords that are great to use with this. So yeah, Cool is another great brand. Anything you can find cool, I mean anything. If the price is right, buy it. Tommy Bahama, another hit and miss brand. This one is 2XL silk blend. So I thought, yeah, we can do that. Sold for $22.53. Probably paid $4 for it. Cuddle Duds sweatshirt. Cuddle Duds is another brand we do okay with. This is their little logo, I guess. Sold for $24. North Face, another hit and miss brand for us. I mean, it's not really hit and miss. It's just stuff like this is going to sell for more than a normal, like, fleece, quarter zip sweatshirt. Because that stuff is everywhere. But it's everywhere and it still sells. This is a really cool one. This is a rodeo shirt. You see the buck and bronc right here, right? So it's a rodeo all over print. Very, very cool item. Sold for $40. Ralph Lauren dress, plus size, just normal polka dots, sold for $31. And the last item is something we sold today that I thought was just freaking adorable. We did not have it that long, probably on for a few months. And you see, it's just kitties and mousies, right? And birds. It's all the things cats like. Other cats, rodents, birds. It's the cat trifecta. It's very, very colorful. It's Bob Mackie, who's a good brand. It's nice. Sold for $29.99. Didn't take that long to sell. So again, recapping today, we're going to recap what we did. You saw all the stuff that sold that I wanted to mention to you. That was quite a bit, right? Our new group, if you are a reseller on eBay and you want to source things wholesale, or if you want to sell things wholesale quickly, Resellers Sourcing Connection. Resellers Sourcing Connection on Facebook. Thebins.net. That is our marketplace. Come join us. Come apply to sell there. Again, on thebins.net, I also approve all of the sellers on there and in the Facebook group. And our store is doing great. We have had a lot of people in there. The thing that is so cool is kids are into vintage clothing. So like the other day, we had a 12-year-old who wanted to go to his first vintage store. And came in and bought a pair of, I think, Echo Unlimited jeans, and just had the greatest time and was so excited looking through everything. And then yesterday we had a mom who came in who brought 3 kids. It was like a 12-year-old or 13-year-old and a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, I think, about. And they were just so happy. The oldest was so happy looking through the vintage stuff. So it's really, really nice. I love having kids in the store and young people because that's how I came up. My grandma used to take me to the Goodwill. It used to be called the As Is in Portland, Oregon, before there was a Goodwill outlet. Before there were the bins, there was the Goodwill As Is. And I have been going there. I've been thrifting for well over 50 years because I think she started taking me there about the time I could walk. So probably 3 years old. And I know it's amazing. I'm only 29. So for me to have been thrifting for over 50 years, I mean, do the math on that. Wow. Anyway, guys, having said all that, I appreciate you. I'm going to work on a video pretty soon. I'm going to do some more tutorial videos because people love my tutorial videos. I'm going to try to do some more teaching on the channel, teaching people how to do things because people like my videos on those and I like to help people. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't overwhelm you with all the information, but I sure appreciate you watching. Make sure you like the video, drop me a comment, and click that bell so you get notified of upcoming videos. All that helps the channel. And I mean, I've been talking here for 40 minutes for free, unpaid. So, I mean, help a sister out, all right? Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. As always, remember to buy low, sell high, and subscribe.